Hey everybody, it's MommaOG. I'm back with another reaction. Tonight I have Aurora with Bring Me the Horizon with liMOusIne. Now, I first caught reference to this in that documentary, the Japan documentary that I watched, and I've gotten a million people suggest it in comments. But this one is for Martian Granny, who donated to have me watch it sooner rather than later. I'm excited. I know of Bring Me the Horizon. I don't know all their stuff, but I'm quite familiar with stuff that's been played on the radio. This is the live version in Japan. I'm really excited for this. I got my earbuds in. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Turn it up.
Drag me down somewhere, get me low like the basement. I hope that you wrote all your songs for me. On my last nerve, burn all my veins. Blue angels trying to sacrifice a shame. Soul crushing, going back around the turn again. Time until it's rough. Feeling good, but it's never good enough. Got a belly crawling in my guts again. Come closer. I'll swallow the pain. Don't want for Aurora! Hop inside your eye to the top. We can work, but we're never gonna stop. Got a death wish tugging at my sleeves again.
Goosebumps. Head to toe. I'm going to rewind out just a little. I was making a note.
Show Aurora a fucking mosh pit. How much your body took. Does it make you sick?
Oh my God.
Does it make you sick? Does it make you sick? Make some fucking noise!
God. Okay. I have so many things I want to say, and I'm trying to figure out where to start. I wondered, the lead singer, I haven't seen them with my eyes as much as I've heard them, so I'm not too sure what they all look like until I saw this. With his haircut, I wondered if he was maybe Japanese American, but I see from that other thumbnail that he's not. It just seemed like he had kind of a very Japanese style haircut. I don't know if I'm misinterpreting that or what, but anyway, when he first said Aurora's name, I started to feel the goosebumps, and I pretty much had them from head to toe for the rest of that song. I never imagined I would be seeing her take part in a song like this. It's an amazing thing to see her do something like this. I absolutely loved how heavy that song was. And the screaming parts gave me goosebumps as well. I'm a fan of scream metal, but not like entire songs, like of nothing but screaming. I don't have a problem with that stuff, and maybe I just don't know enough of it. My daughter listens to that kind of music, but that had a perfect balance of there at the end when it needed to get really intense when he started screaming. His regular singing voice is quite pleasant to listen to as well, especially throughout a song as heavy as that. Lyrically, some of the things that stood out to me, he was saying like a bunch of negative things about himself, and then he says, "Come closer," which is odd. I mean, not odd in a bad way, but it's interesting. You're kind of warning somebody all these things about you, and then you're like, come on, come closer. You're inviting it in. And I don't know if I'm misinterpreting the line in the chorus about in a rut belted up in the limousine. It just instantly makes me think of drug use, to be honest, the belted up term. And I don't know if that's what it means, but from having a couple of addicts in my family, I'm pretty familiar with the terminology. I don't know if that's what that was meant to be or not. As I said, it was amazing seeing Aurora do something completely different from anything that I've seen. And it just further confirms for me that she can do anything. I wondered how her style of singing and her amazing tone in her voice, it would fit into the song, and it worked better than I imagined it would. She has some amazing like tribal sounds to her voice when she's not even saying words, where she just sings sounds that have always gotten to me, and she showed that as well in this song. So I think it was so good. I want to go back and listen to the part where she comes on. I hope you don't mind. Okay, so I rewound it to right before she comes on, and I think I'm going to take a look at the lyrics after this. I'm just kind of curious if I was anywhere close on this particular line right here. It's just instantly taking me to drug use. So let's go ahead and rewatch this part with her in it.
Make some noise for Aurora!
I need to turn this up. Nice. right here. That's
how much you got into. Does it make you sick?
man.
Does it make you sick? Does it make you sick? Make some fucking noise!
Wow. So she goes out there in bare feet in a beautiful dress, as always, and just does her thing the way she normally does it. I paid a little bit more attention to her physical movements there, and she was just being herself, and I love that. She didn't put on any extra makeup for the genre. She didn't do anything differently than she normally does, but she fit that like a glove. I don't know if I'm misremembering, but has she done harder rock stuff? Other stuff? I seem to remember somebody saying that she might have, but I could be wrong. My memory is not what it used to be. That was absolutely phenomenal. I knew it was going to be good, but it was better than I thought it was going to be. I went into it with all this uncertainty about how her amazing style would fit in with that, and it was just perfect. Okay, I'm just going to take a look at the lyrics, see what this has to say. There is an about section. I think I'm going to go ahead and read that first. liMOusIne was first teased at the Cardiff show during Next Gen Tour. It was initially rumored to feature Billie Eilish after Billie posted an Instagram picture January 2023, and Ollie Sykes replied with liMOusIne. However, these rumors turned out to be false when the album track list dropped to show Aurora as the featured artist instead. Ollie would later reveal in an interview that Aurora was one of his first choices. Smart man. Billie Eilish would have been a great choice too. I love her. In an interview with BBC Radio 1, Daniel P. Carter, frontman Ollie Sykes, went into more detail about the themes of this song. It's like the duality to that song, Utopia. It is the other side of the coin. It's a song about just going, you know what? I'm just going to take the quick buzz. I'm going to go down the long, hard path to self-love and working on myself and figuring out what makes me happy. I'm just going to have the e-vape and the quick likes. I'll choose overstimulation because I know the other way is going to be more difficult. You know what I mean? It's taking the other path where I just want to get the easiest, quickest, fastest way to feel something. It's something that I've struggled with my whole life. Okay, well, earlier I mentioned that my family has some addiction that runs in it, and I have also struggled with it with pain medication. Over 12 years ago now, I've taken pain medication since then, but it's been extremely controlled under my surgeon's care just because of my history. I had some injuries to my back in the early 2000s and found a doctor that just gave them to me like candy. 4 months down the road, my pain was gone. It had healed whatever had happened, but I still found I needed to take the pills. Now, I struggled with it on and off for a few years. And I have another family member that got addicted to pain medication as well, but she eventually graduated to heroin, which I never did. But you know, I was a single mother raising a young child at the time, working full time. And I kind of had that situation with this other family member to kind of steer me against going down a worse path. But there were times where, you know what you're doing is bad. You know what you're doing is going to affect various parts of your life, but you do it anyway because you just want to go numb for a while, or you don't want to feel bad. You don't want to feel sick if you don't. So that was my biggest struggle. So I can relate to this in that aspect, but I don't know still if he's talking about drug use, but I completely understand if he is, what he means by this constant tug of, wanting to be a better person, wanting to get clean, not having the stuff that you depend on and everything that surrounds it in your life. But then there's times where you just like, okay, I'm going to start tomorrow, or I'm going to start in a week. You just keep putting it off just so that you can numb all the worry about having to do all that, because it's probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. That whole being on those pain pills, being dependent on them, everything that surrounds acquiring them, especially when you're not supposed to, everything that involves getting off of them, whether that be from other drugs that they give you to take or finding other alternative methods of getting off of them, because I couldn't just do it alone. So it was a horrible, terrible phase of my life where it did affect a lot of aspects. But I also am thankful that I went through it, because it's kind of made me who I am. I talk about this a lot, the things I've been through, the trauma, the bad times, everything has made me into a pretty okay. I'm okay with myself today. And I can deal with a lot. Surviving that stuff, it just makes you stronger and smarter, more adaptable. Yeah, so I don't know if he's talking about addiction or drug use in this, but either way, I can relate to it in that aspect. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the lyrics. I'm not going to read the rest of that. I should have looked at the lyrics first. Okay, drag me down some more and get me low like a basement. I hope that you wrote all your songs for me. So there's a lot of this push and pull in this song. Drag me down some more, get me low like a basement. That sounds kind of like abuse, but I hope that you wrote all your songs for me. On my last nerve, burnt out all my veins. See, that was another thing that led me to the drug reference. Blue angels trying to sacrifice the shame. A soul crushing going back around the turn again. It's that vicious circle. Cut my teeth on a diamond till it's rough. Feeling good, but it's never good enough. Got a belly aching, crawling in my guts again. See, this makes me think it's about that whole process of addiction when you're in it and you're floating from one use to the next. Come closer, I want to swallow the bile for you. Don't want closure. I'll stitch myself up alone. Drag me down some more, get me low like a basement. Hope that you wrote all your songs for me. Kiss the ground I walk on. I'm a fool for you. That's another, like those two phrases together are kind of that push and pull I'm talking about. Kiss the ground I walk. I'm a fool for you. In a rut, belted up in the limousine. Okay, this is Aurora's part. Hop inside, take a ride to the top. We can break, but we're never going to stop. Got a death wish tugging on my sleeves again. Roll over, I'll tickle that spot for you. It's not over, didn't want to let go. This could also be about an abusive relationship. Okay, so it's the chorus again. So lock all the doors because I'm insecure. That was another lyric that caught my attention. Let's get out of here. What the fuck are you waiting for? Do you like the way your skin crawls? How does it make your body twitch? Does it make you sick? Does it make you sick? Does it make you sick? Sick. Okay. This has got to be about addiction. The lyric references the side effect of drug use, which is feeling something crawling under one's skin. Okay, that's unreviewed, but I'm going to go ahead and take a look at these annotations because I'm pretty sure it's about addiction. Get me low like a basement. This may be a reference to his wife's song, Piano. Alyssa often features on the band's songs, and they share this lyric in both songs. Okay. I hope that you wrote all your songs from me. He hopes that this person is thinking about him, perhaps obsessively, enough to create art inspired by him at the very least. Okay, that's also unreviewed. Okay, so verse 1. This person, and this is unreviewed, talks about having a bellyache and feeling side effects of Blue Angel, a barbiturate, and diamond cocaine, which the latter needed to be grounded for consumption. The person also feels good effects, but they're never enough to hide the pain and side effects. Also, barbiturate is a downer, and the first verse might be a wordplay on the fact that they're taking up the said drug. Okay. Or this could be, any combination of drugs, but I definitely think this is about addiction, the phenomenon that is being addicted to something. Just, it's so encompassing. Come closer. I want to swallow the bile for you. This pre-chorus is a viewpoint of an empath to their friend, lover, or family member that doesn't help them as they need in return, possibly of a narcissistic personality type. Okay, I picked up on that. As you're saying all these, negative things, and then you invite somebody into that kind of space. Ollie says he'll swallow their bile, take their pain, and heal himself because he has no choice without anyone. Okay. Don't want closure. I'll stitch myself up alone. Getting feelings resolved from an uncomfortable situation, usually another person or party. Don't want closure in this context, stating they don't want to move on or deal with their feelings or leave their addiction behind. So I'll stitch myself up alone is a punchline of sorts, stating they don't want help to close up their wounds. Clever wordplay, characterizing emotional closure with the physical imagery of a wound that would need stitches. Okay, so these are kind of all over the place. I'm wary about, I prefer to read stuff directly from the band. Let me go back down to this about section. Okay, this quote, he's just talking about the Billy rumor. Okay, so Ollie Sykes directly says that liMOusIne, it's about the synthetic highs. When you get to step in a limo, it's complete detachment from reality. It represents a hedonistic lifestyle, all the empty highs and quick fixes. Okay, that makes sense. You're doing things that are easier, that are going to appease you faster, knowing that it's not the right decision. Proposed suggestion. I know what I wanted on that song, and that was someone to bring something that could level it up. Someone like a really ethereal, haunting, beautiful voice. Yeah. I wanted someone to elevate it and take it somewhere else. The song itself is very Deftones influence, almost to a point of parody. For this whole record, we're happy to admit that the songs are all very nostalgic, homages to loads of bands. But it's also very important we do something where we were pushing it as well to make it our own, put our own stamp on it. Aurora was that person that helped elevate the song to something that feels exotic and different. Aurora for me is what a pop star should be, what the next wave of pop stars should look like. Someone that has the songs, but is a real person who dares to speak what they believe in, who gives a shit about the world. That's an amazing description of Aurora. 100%. That was an incredible song. It's going on the playlist straight away. Martian Granny, thank you so much for suggesting this. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time.